Hey, welcome back. Welcome to Tarot to a T. Today we're going to do a mid-month reading for the sign of Gemini. This is for mid-month, June 2022. And if this is your first time joining me, welcome. And if you're a subscriber and you have come back, thank you very much for coming back. Or if you've just come back, maybe you've just come back, maybe you haven't subscribed, maybe you're not the subscribing type. In any case, I appreciate you being here. Without you here, I wouldn't be here. So it's a symbiotic relationship we have going on. So what I'm going to do is deal a few cards to look at the situation you're dealing with. And I'm going to deal a few cards that kind of tell me about some complications in that situation. And then we're going to get cards of advice. Because it's all for nothing if we don't have any advice. And again, this is for the sign of Gemini. Mid-June 2022. Okay, let me get a little spot of tea here. I do drink tea. It's kind of why I named the channel that. Anyway, let's see what's going on with you, Gemini. Okay, you got some kind of third person situation. I don't like to say third party, but you could have a situation dealing with more than one person. Let's put it that way. Queen of Clubs, and we have the Four of Clubs. Something that affects your stability and your sense of security here. The Queen of Clubs woman, let's talk about her first. She could represent an actual person. It's a strong female energy with some bit of authority, might have authority over you. Some kind of power figure. She's very charismatic. She knows how to talk to people, to network and whatnot. She could be somebody in your family, or she could just be a coworker. This doesn't have to be necessarily like a romantic partner, but this is somebody who's affecting this situation, or somebody who embodies that energy. If they're not female, they're embodying the Queen of Clubs. The only caveat with the Queen of Clubs, she has a moody side. Like a touchy side, she's sensitive in some way, or she's one of those people that is generally very agreeable, but you rub her the wrong way, that kind of thing. And it's not necessarily a bad quality, it's just, it goes with the package, right? Something you gotta kind of be aware of. Could have a situation dealing with her, or them, and another person. This does represent some strife or struggle going on with this clubs, okay? It's also the card of partnerships. You could, for example, be involved in some kind of partnership, business-wise or romantically, and there's this third element that's coming into play to cause a problem. It could also be affecting your stability, although this stability here is balanced. Maybe you are working hard to keep the balance. That's very possible why the Four of Clubs came out here. It's being practical, making good decisions, that kind of thing. And kind of resting in the moment of accepting what's in front of you. Yeah, like accepting what's in front of you and just trying to keep that peace of mind that you so desperately need. Let's deal a few cards though and see what we can pull out to tell me a little bit more about this situation for Gemini. Two of Diamonds. Could involve your finances. Or perhaps the question of your finances being in balance and harmonious is at stake. This is generally, the Two of Diamonds is about good news around money, so I'm not picking up like you've lost money. This situation may have a lot to deal with a work situation, or if you're not like in an office setting where you're like dealing with people, or a group setting of some sort. Let's say you work on commission, that kind of popped into my head. I know a Gemini that works on commission, so maybe this is you juggling, trying to keep the balance with those commissions coming in, right? Um, and you have to sell yourself and you have to provide service at the same time. Huh. And that could be, again, about your stability here. But there's a third element. Maybe it's like a person who's over you. And that's the Queen of Clubs, the authority figure. The third person or third element involved could be like your client. I kind of got that. So like authority figure and the client, so you're kind of stuck in between. That could just resonate with some of you, but maybe not everyone. Seven of Hearts. So you had something here that affected your heart, literally. Like something. The Seven of Hearts to me is kind of like the card of having your heart broken. There's a huge amount of disappointment wrapped up with this, and it's usually around a person or somebody's. Could be a group of people, but you know, it's the fly by night. If you know what that means, the fly by night, the phrase. So everything was really, really good, but it was short lived. If that means anything to you. It also could mean that somebody's become unreliable. Again, this could be a client, or it could be like the person over you that you have to work for, a supervisor, that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm just getting like maybe there's a there's some disharmony around that kind of relationship, like, you know, your supervisor and you and the goals you have versus them. Joker. And this is the colorized Joker. So this is the Magician card. I like to look at the Jokers as energy of things being juggled around and shifted around. And it's kind of chaotic, right? But there's a little bit of mastery to it, in the sense that the juggling is very, I wouldn't say intentional, but like there's a lot of purpose around this juggling and shifting around. Does that make sense? So even if you're not in complete control, actually with the Joker, you would be in control, or something is in control of this. Could be destiny, fate, the universe, if we want to go that far. So there's an element of things appearing chaotic and out of sorts, but they're also controlled at the same time. Because the juggler does know what they're doing. It may not look like that, or they make it look very easy. Yeah. I'm not getting a clear picture of what this is about, Gemini, but I'm picking up it has something to do with you. Maybe you are the Joker energy here. You're balancing out your finances and your security, your stability, and you have this trouble. Probably caused by her, this Queen of Clubs, or whoever she represents, or whatever she represents. You know, it doesn't have to be like a female. It could be like, if you work for a company, it could be the company is represented by this. Generally, it's a good company, but it has this side to it. You know, politics or the way they do things doesn't always agree with you. That could be the moody side. Or you just disagree with their policies, let's say. Let's look at some of the complications in this situation. 5 of Diamonds. We have some significant change going on with your finances. And you just restarted in some way. This is the Ace of Clubs. Wow, and you have 2 of Clubs. And I do mix these cards up. That's very cool. You notice you got the Ace, the 2, the 3, and the 4 of Clubs. Clubs are fire signs. Just in general, I'm not saying that this involves a fire sign, but if it resonates, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This Two of Clubs. This is very interesting because we were just talking about this trouble over here with the Three of Clubs. And the connection here with having your heart involved in the sense that you've been disappointed or let down in a major way. The Two of Clubs is the card that calls for communication. Something really needs to come out into the open. Or something is just, there's a lot of back and forth. Like the communication is not clear. That is what's confusing the situation. That's what's making it worse. Whatever it is for you, Gemini, communication seems to be a problem. And again, maybe you've tried different strategies on how to deal with this. This is the card of new beginnings, but this Ace of Clubs is about learning a new skill or learning about a subject in general. Like it's a desire to learn about something. Maybe you're trying to figure out another angle to work. Something you've never tried before. So it is like the learning curve energy. You know what I'm saying? In any case, it has brought around changes in your finances. And these are changes as a result of other things happening, like the domino effect. This could actually be a job change. Or it's a new way of doing business. I tend to think it's more a new way of doing business. I don't think you've left a job or going to leave a job. I think this is about you trying to figure out a new way of conducting business. Especially if you're like in that situation I was just talking about. I know a Gemini who works for commission. They work in insurance. So maybe you've implemented some changes lately and that's what's kind of throwing you off. And again, there's a little bit of a learning curve there with this new start. But there's a communication block. Three of Spades. Yes, definitely causing trouble. I'm tending to think this is like between you and like the company you work for or the person you work for. This is the card of worry and stress and like things being very uncomfortable at work. Yeah, I think, again, and it's also a third party, so it's also, I think there's a third element. It's like between, if it's not like a specific client or customer, it could be just the pressure you feel with you being in the middle. The company or organization you work with is here, and then your goals are over here, you know what I mean? So like the work you're trying to achieve, you feel very much in the middle of that. That's what the situation is, honestly. There's like a situation where, Gemini, you're feeling the pressure from both sides of something, and I think it has to do with what I just said. The Six of Clubs is about new opportunities, new doorways, that kind of thing, doors opening for you. It's actually a good card. You might have met somebody recently who kind of opened up your mind to maybe making these changes in the way you do business, for example, because it's about friendships. And whatever changes you've made, they've opened up new doorways and opportunities for you. And actually, this is the card of growth and higher pursuits. Like, it's going to bring you to a place in any realm, materially, emotionally, mentally. It's going to open up, or it has opened up opportunities for you. It's a good thing, whatever change took place here, and changes that you are going through. Yes, very much in your financial realm. Ace of Diamonds. It's kind of gotten you to the point where you're starting over with how you make money. That's the simple way of putting it, but there's more to it than that. It's more like perhaps how you see yourself being able to make money and how much you can make. I'm actually going through that myself right now. Trying to, like, you've always had this conception of yourself that you're in this box and you'll only make that much money and that's as much as you can make. I think you've recently realized that you put yourself in that box. You're in the process of redefining yourself. That's what this Ace of Clubs is. So you're learning about new ways to do business. Yeah, because this is allies, partnerships, business ventures, you name it. That's what this Ace of Diamonds is. Let's look at your cards of advice. Queen of Diamonds, we like that. It's more about finances. Jack of Hearts, interesting. And the Three of Diamonds. Wow. So, again, we have this third-party energy or situation. I do think it's like it's transformed. It went from the Three of Clubs to the Three of Spades. And the Three of Clubs and the Two of Clubs, I stopped here because I remembered this is about communication. There needs to be some kind of communication going on. And that's going to get you to this place, which is good news. It's about investments, good investments, I should say. Financial security. And you want to poise yourself in this space between you and the company you work and the money you make. That would actually make a lot of sense. This Queen of Diamonds, she's, again, this could be a literal person. This is an earth sign. Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. So this could actually represent a person maybe that you need to collaborate with, use as a mentor. But she embodies someone who's very good with money, and she has a very strong sense of responsibility and has very good judgment about these things. Okay? She's also a socialite. She gets around, she talks to people, she knows a lot of people. Perhaps this is the energy you need to embody, like putting yourself out there more and more networking, meeting the right people. What's interesting is we have this Jack of Hearts, which is a younger, less mature energy. This could be how you're feeling, that you're kind of out of your element. You're not as experienced with what the new things that you're trying here, especially with these new ways of doing business that we talked about. But this is the card of being a close friend, a very tender, loving energy behind this card. Now, it could mean that you have somebody around that embodies this, maybe somebody who's younger than you. I tend to think, though, it's you feeling inexperienced and kind of putting your heart out there. You know, giving your best effort, putting your heart into it to reach this happy place between you and the big company and the work you do and the money you make. Definitely going to get another card here. Four of Hearts. Yes, we like this. This means you're protected. This is happy relationships. This is strong sense of security and family. And you're feeling very, very good about things and stable. Yeah, I think it's very likely that the key to your success here is putting your heart out there, taking this young, fresh approach, and maybe forgetting everything you thought you knew, and exercise good judgment and meet these people that you need to meet. Be social. If there's opportunities that have come up to be social and maybe you've declined, you know, I don't know, things going on after work or on the weekends, maybe it's time to step forward and be seen more often. And you got another ace. This is the strong desire for It's a strong desire for love, but I'm going to say it's affection. You want to be liked by people. And you want all this stuff to end, because it's actually the end of disputes and problems as well. Again, when things end, like those tower moments they talk about, when things crumble or end, that is the opportunity for new growth and for things to start over again. So it's actually positive, even though it appears to be negative, something getting torn down. This is very much you starting over, maybe having a different outlook on who you are, and being this social. You don't have to be a female, but I think female energy is a little bit gentler than the king energy. The king energy is more authoritarian, more dominant, and so it's asking you, maybe you don't need to dominate the social scene here. You need to be like the player and be confident in yourself that you do have good judgment and you are successful. Because we have diamonds, pentacles / pentacles. And there's a lot of hearts out there. I think it is about putting your heart out there. Maybe it's also speaks about you just needing to really ask for what you want. Not just from other people or the place you work, but asking the universe for what you really want. And having your heart open to it. How nice is that? I think I'm going to end it there. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. That would sure help me out a lot. Again, thank you for being here. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see when the next video comes out. And I hope this helped. And I will see you again soon. Take care.